Hello viewers! Welcome to our channel Walking Thoughts Nebraska. For our video this weekend, we are going to share with you our hiking adventure at Red Rocks Canyon in Las Vegas. From our video last weekend, we shared with you our road trip from Lincoln, Nebraska to Las Vegas, Nevada. We spent a couple of days with family here and we wouldn't miss this chance to be able to explore other hiking places within the area. Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area is about 25 miles west of Las Vegas Strip. So if you are downtown or in the Las Vegas Strip where you have the casinos, that's just going to be about 30 to 45 minutes drive. As we approach the entrance, Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area lies in Nevada's Mojave Desert. It's known for geological features such as towering red sandstone peaks and the Keystone Thrust Fault, as well as Native American petroglyphs. The sign welcomes us to the Red Rock Canyon. This is the start of their 13-mile scenic drive. We'll stop here for a few pictures and then off we go. Red Rock Canyon is considered to be one of the most breathtaking places in the state of Nevada. Nearly 2 million people come and visit here each year. Our first stop of the day is the visitor area. You're already going to see that Red Canyon spans more than 195,000 acres. This is Nevada's first national conservation area. Inside the visitor center, they have information on how to best maximize your time here in the area. As you look around, you're going to see examples of what you can see here. If you're going to look here on the right, that's not picture but rather glass where you could see the red rocks from outside. From the visitor center, we are now headed to our first hike of the day. This is a one-way loop, so you are able to enjoy each and every place here in the National Conservation Area. Beyond the spectacular sightseeing and photography opportunities, Red Rock Canyon offers an array of recreational activities. With more than 30 miles of picturesque hiking trails and a 13-mile scenic drive, there's something for every member of our family. Our first hiking stop for the day is the Calico Hills. This trail runs along the base of the Calico Rocks from Calico Basin to Sandstone Quarry. This trail starts out with an easy 0.6 unpaved trail, but once you reach the rocky area, you might want to be aware of where you're stepping as things could be uneven. Serious rock climbers crave the challenges of Red Rock, from its towering sandstone ridges to its huge boulders. If you're a rock climbing enthusiast, this may be something that could be on your bucket list. We get to enjoy the rocks and the area is conserved because in 1990, special legislation supported by the Nevada Congressional Delegation changed the status of Red Rock recreation lands to a national conservation area, which means that they will have funding to be able to protect and improve the area. As we continue to explore the rocks around us, let us share with you that the first humans were attracted to the Red Rock area due to its resources of water, plant, and animal life that could not be easily found in its surrounding desert. We tried to follow a trail to be able to go around these rocks. Unfortunately, our shoes and our stamina are not built for this type of rocks and hiking, so we will just be looking around here and enjoy the view from this side. You may be wondering why we have such formation of rock here in this area. The red rock area was under an ocean basin during Paleozoic era 600 million years ago. Up to 9,000 feet of lime sediments were deposited and eventually lithified to limestone. During the Mesozoic era 250 million years ago, the Earth's crust started to rise due to tectonic shifts, and marine shales and sandstones were deposited. As the basin became isolated, evaporite formations of salt and gypsum were deposited. Oxidation of the iron minerals in the sediments resulted in the red colors of the rocks here. That was about the end of the trail that we were able to go around to look at all of these rocks. This time, we are now heading back to where we started and parked so that we could look at other areas of the Red Canyon Conservation Area. We are back on the one-way loop road here at Red Rock. This provides vehicle access to many of the features in the area. There are several side roads, but we are staying in the main road and then stopping on the hiking spots that we are able to go to. Our second stop of the day was the other end of the Calico Hills trail. We started out on that one where you could see all the red rocks. This is the Calico Basin part. If you hike from one end to another, that's between 2 to 6 miles depending on which trail you're going to take. Since we didn't have that much time, we started in one end, drove to the other end. On this end of Calico Hills, you're able to access the Grand Circle Loop. You were able to see that sign there. This is a combination of trails that takes you through the heart of the scenic drive. This trail also features walking across the desert foothills and crossing washes. You are able to access Grand Circle Loop from 5 different points. We started out here at Calico Hills. This is about an 11.4-mile hike, so we are just going to look at what we are able to cover and share with you what we see. As we continue to hike, we can really feel that we are in a desert. The conservation area is one of the easternmost parts of the Mojave Desert. The lowest elevation of the area is from 3,600 to 4,500, while the area from 4,500 up is in its upper zone. When you look around, you are going to see that there are some 600 species of plants that are known in the area. We are unable to identify each of them, but if you go to the visitor center, they will be able to give you a guide on how to identify each and every species that you're able to see. Around the area, wild burros are a familiar sight, as are rabbits and ground squirrels. Desert bighorn sheep are occasionally seen at higher elevations. We didn't see one during this hike, but you might be able to see them during the rare spring or summer rainstorms. We we did not completely hike the Grand Circle Loop as it was 11.4 miles long. When we saw an area where we are able to make a U-turn, we took that road. That way we are able to go back to our parking space and then be able to go see other areas of the park. As we continue to ride, we'll share with you more about the geology of the area. By 180 million years ago, the climate continued to change and the area became a desert with vast expanses of huge shifting sand dunes. These dunes accumulated over the broad area and then cemented with calcium carbonate and iron oxides. They developed as the colorful Aztec sandstones. The next stop was not a hiking trail but rather this high point overlook. From this overlook, you're able to see the mountains from afar. During a mountain building period called Laramide orogeny around 66 million years ago, the Keystone Thrust Fault was developed. The Keystone is part of a series of thrust faults which run through much of western North America and through the Red Rock Conservation Area. The movement of this fault forced the older gray sedimentary rock over the younger red rocks, forming the varicolored landscape that you can see across the mountain today. After our stop at the overlook, we are off again to be able to look at another area of the park. Continue to join us as we look for other areas to explore here. Our next stop was the Petroglyph Wall. This trail is a short one that brings us across a wash and towards a cliff side that features historical rock art, estimated to be at least 800 years old. This trail is about 0.20 miles and it's very easy to reach. There are some uneven paths, but if you watch where you're stepping, you should be good to go. In a little bit, as we continue to walk on this left side of the cliff, you're going to see petroglyphs. This is an image created by removing part of the rock surface by incising, picking, carving, or abrading. This is a form of rock art. Outside North America, scholars often use the terms such as carving and engraving or other descriptors of the technique to refer to these images. After looking closely at the petroglyphs, we now look closely at the rocks around us. You are going to be amazed at the formations that you can see here. We'll stay here for a few minutes and then head back to our parking space. Here we are at the parking spot, and as we reach our car, we saw on the other end that there's another trail here. This is the Willow Springs Trail. It's supposed to be an easy trail as well. There are picnic areas here that you could stop by and eat your lunch. So that's what we're going to do after we explore what this trail is going to show us. Along this trail, you're going to see quite a number of boards such as that one to be able to share with us more information about the flora and fauna of the area. Trails are changed and diverted depending upon the needs of the ecosystem. Willow Springs Trail is an easy 1.1-mile loop. From the Willow Spring parking lot where we were a few minutes ago, we are going to follow the trail by the restroom. This takes us past the Petroglyph site and agave roasting pits to the Lost Creek parking lot. There are trailheads to the right where there are two trails fork. We are going to bear to the right and continue to Willow Springs so that we are able to go back to the parking lot again. After this loop, we are going to end our hiking adventure here at Red Rock Canyon. There are other hiking trails for those who are hiking enthusiasts that could go long distance here at Red Rock Canyon. We opted to go for those shorter and easier hikes because those are the ones that we are used to. Remember that when you go hiking, you have to go with your comfort level and bring enough snacks and water with you so that you'll always be prepared. We want to say thank you for joining us in our hiking adventure here at Red Rock Canyon. Remember to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the notification bell as well. That way, whenever we have a new video, you'll be updated. We'll see you next time. Bye!